let's face it, there are hundreds of options out there, but today we're going to talk about the top 5 CRMs for real estate in 2024. If you do want to know our number one pick as far as CRMs go for real estate agents in 2024, then you're going to have to stick around to the end. But let's get into it. Was that terrible? You guys can tell me. I don't know how you feel as an editor about hairbrushing, but coming in at number 5, we've got kvCORE. Now, we had to include this one on the list. Again, a lot of agents have this come with their brokerage, so it is the one that you often default to. It is ranked at number 5, so keep that in mind. I do feel like it's relevant to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the specific CRM, so that's why we wanted to include it. Starting with calling and texting, we'll give it a 2 out of 5. There's nothing special about calling and texting from the kvCORE system. As far as automations, give that a 3 out of 5. You can set up some automations. You can leverage drip campaigns. Squeeze pages is what landing pages are called in kvCORE. But as far as doing anything too complex for long-term nurture, your options are fairly limited. And the big one with kvCORE is support. It's quite difficult to get a hold of kvCORE support. So if that's something that's important to you, just transparently, don't expect a ton of hand-holding with the CRM. It's very much going to be a do-it-yourself, learn-it-yourself route. As far as the website that comes with kvCORE, it is okay. It will get you by. We are going to talk about some other options that have a better website component attached to them today. If you are about to invest heavily in your paid lead generation with Google, kvCORE is not the ideal website for doing that. To summarize on kvCORE, I wouldn't seek this option out if it comes with your brokerage and you're particularly cost conscious. It will do the trick, but come back to this video maybe in 1 to 2 years when you're ready to upgrade to a better solution. Coming in at number 4, we have Chime. This is a CRM that actually a lot of agents now have, and it comes with their brokerage. Is Chime a great website? Absolutely. Is Chime the best CRM out there? Maybe not. On calling and texting, I would give Chime a 1 out of 5, mainly because it's a pay-as-you-use system. I've found in my experience that agents don't typically like that. It can make for sort of an unexpected bill at the end of the month, and it's never fun to feel like if you want to call and text more leads, it's just ultimately going to cost you more and more and more. Can you integrate third-party solutions? Absolutely, but ultimately could do a little bit better in that category. Automations actually will give a 3 out of 5. You can do a good amount with Chime's smart plans and automations. The website front though, I would give the website a 4 out of 5. The website is without a doubt an effective website. So if this is an option that comes with your brokerage, I absolutely see why you would take it, especially if it comes at a reduced cost. Usually Chime is a little bit more expensive, especially compared to some of the other options that I'm going to talk about today. But here's the big thing. As someone who supports hundreds of real estate agents, I understand how important quality support is. And on the support front, I cannot give Chime, I just give them a negative 5 out of 5. I think they're looking to get better in that category, which is awesome. So we kept you on the list. In summary, Chime has countless features. They do have a lot of good features. Calling and texting isn't the strongest area just based on how it is set up. However, if it comes with your brokerage, I totally get it. We've set up a lot of clients on Chime, and usually there is a little bit more questions that come afterwards than compared to some of the other systems that we're going to talk about today. Coming in at number 3, and now we're really getting to the good stuff, guys. Real Geeks is our number 3 CRM, and this one is a plus website, sort of all-in-one solution as well. Real Geeks on calling and texting, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It is functional, but they don't have a mass dialer feature. You can integrate with an option we're going to talk about in just a little bit as well to upgrade your calling experience, especially if you're dealing with really, really high volumes of leads. On the automation front, gonna give it again a 3 out of 5. Definitely can set up some drip campaigns and automate on certain actions when leads are coming into your site. But again, your options for a longer term nurture things like automating based on tags or stage changes, you're very limited in terms of what can trigger an automation in Real Geeks. That being said, the drip campaigns are definitely functional. The saved search feature is also awesome, especially if you're about to invest heavily in Google lead generation to your website. Real Geeks is a reliable, tested, and true option. These websites perform extremely well. They are at par or better than all of the websites that we're going to talk about today. So certainly can recommend them if that is your goal. This is what these sites have been optimized ultimately to do. And their support is top tier. They really do want to help. Their support team is very responsive. You can call or email them. And if you do run into anything, they're really quick to get it solved. So shout out to their support team. They do an awesome job. We, of course, get the pleasure at Agent Launch of working with clients and helping them scale who have Real Geeks websites. I'd say probably 70% of our base right now has a Real Geeks website. And I'm always floored when I hear the reviews from our clients. Really quick to get set up. In summary, this is a great option and a cost-conscious one if you're looking to get set up with a super effective website and a CRM out of the box. That will definitely do the trick. I'm so crazy. I'm so sorry. Coming in at number 2, we have Sierra Interactive. I'm thrilled to be able to include this on our list. We have had the pleasure of working with Sierra Interactive a little bit more recently, and the team there really is committed to your success. The biggest con with Sierra, and I mean compared to the other platforms we're going to talk about today, is it is a little bit more expensive. But for those of you that are truly looking for an all-in-one, they do a really impressive job at hitting all the marks for a lot of different categories. For Sierra Interactive, gonna give them on calling a 4 out of 5. They do have some sticky compliance that you should be aware of, but this is pretty common in most CRMs now, so just something to watch out for, and ask questions if you really are wanting all the details on, hey, what do my texts have to say now to be compliant and get delivered? They will tell you that there is a little snippet of verbiage that can be added to the end of some text that just says reply stop. But if you're working with any of our other platforms, you know that this is not uncommon. This is also just the reality of operating out of a CRM in 2024. It is harder than ever to text from an application, but Sierra's goal is the same as yours, to improve your deliverability and make sure that you don't get your number blocked. So definitely check into what the compliance standards are with your CRM, and that's a conversation to have as you are exploring your options. Something to be aware of. Moving on to automations. So automations in Sierra are super advanced. I'm actually going to give them a 5 out of 5. There's really not a lot that you can't do as far as automating. You can set up behavioral automations based on leads' website behavior. You can set up automations based on tags, stages. Really, there's a very strong and diverse suite of different automation triggers. Highly recommend it if you want to get deep in the automations. And of course, if you work with us, we do all that for you, and download our Sierra snapshot into your CRM. Website rating, gotta give them a 4 out of 5. Sierra websites are awesome. They are going to be a great option if you are looking to be invested in your organic SEO as well as your Google lead generation. Yes, organic lead generation through Google and paid lead generation through Google are 2 different subsets, but luckily this site is going to be a great starting point for anyone who's looking to be optimized on both of those sides. Gotta give them a 4 out of 5 on support. They are super responsive, they are very high touch, and they do a great job. We have a few clients working with them now, but excited to see more clients working with them in the future. In summary, is Sierra a little bit more expensive? Absolutely. But do you get more? 100%. In a few different categories. The website being a real strong point of what these guys do. Sierra's CEO is actually a former realtor turned developer, so interesting background, and it definitely shows in the product. And finally, drum roll please, Coming in at number 1 on our top CRMs for real estate in 2024, it's none other than Follow Up Boss. I know that, especially with the timing of when this video is being released, there are a lot of agents who have some very strong opinions around Follow Up Boss and the recent acquisition made by Zillow, of course, of Follow Up Boss. I am not a huge fan of Zillow either. But let's keep in mind, and Follow Up Boss was pretty clear about this in their recent release, that your service is not going to change, the Follow Up Boss service, and Follow Up Boss is going to remain independent. Let's start with calling and texting. Now, the big thing with Follow Up Boss is that there isn't a fully automated text ability. If you set up an action plan, you can send out the first text automatically, but every text thereafter is manual, which some agents have very strong feelings about. But I'm here to tell you that, unfortunately, automation, it might be over. Automation is a tool, of course, that's been super helpful, but it is so oversaturated. A lot of what we're coaching on very recently here at Agent Launch is not to overuse automation. Personalize your outreach whenever possible. That is going to mean sending text manually. So Follow Up Boss does align with that. And ultimately, our agents that are using this tool and not over automating are the ones that are getting the best responses. This is true, but Follow Up Boss does make it pretty easy. They're also going to help you through any deliverability woes. It's very easy to set up a number, and essentially for $39 a month with the dialer add-on, you are getting unlimited calling and texting from a local number of your choice. On the automations front, gonna give them a big 4 out of 5. Again, pretty complex automation suite that can be set up there. You can automate everything from a custom date to a action on your website. Again, lots that you can do there. The drip campaign suites that are offered are fairly complex. Again, you cannot do the automatic texting, but you can put tasks in. Implementing an automated task workflow is in line with the best practices we're seeing by the best agents in the industry now. Personalize sales, automate operations. Which brings me to the website piece, which of course Follow Up Boss doesn't include. Now, as far as layering Follow Up Boss on, you could layer Follow Up Boss onto any of the website providers that we've talked about today. Why would you layer on a different CRM to an all-in-one solution? Well, it all depends on the scale that you're working at. If you are working with maybe less than 100 leads per month, you probably don't need a dialer. You are probably calling it a mass that isn't too extreme, but once you get into scale, if you want to track calls, if you want to improve your deliverability, you can sync all your lead sources in Follow Up Boss. So regardless of all the sources you're working with, this is a tool to bring them all together, and that's inclusive of your website. I know the idea of layering another CRM on might not feel like the most efficient choice right away, but believe me, there are lots of agents that are working with these tools to success and layering Follow Up Boss on to have a better result ultimately with their online lead generation. On support, I want to give them a big 5 out of 5. A big reason why they're our top choice. They offer awesome training. They really do have a support team that's dedicated to getting you up and running. If you're working with Agent Launch, we're also going to take care of a lot of that integration and setup process for you. But wealth of training out there on Follow Up Boss. Truly believe, based on the results and what we hear from our clients, as well as other members of our community, that this is a great choice. So we have made the controversial decision to keep them as our top choice, despite the politics. So in summary, Follow Up Boss is a great CRM no matter what provider you're working with. All the websites that we mentioned today, you can certainly benefit. Again, once you seek to scale with your online lead generation. Every CRM in the market, of course, has different pros, different cons. It really depends on you and your specific business. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share with me in the comments if you feel like the feedback that I shared on these CRMs was relevant and if we helped you choose the right CRM for your business. Any questions on these CRMs that I haven't answered in this video today, go ahead and drop them in the comments and we will be sure to get back to you. Your feedback makes us better. See you on the next one, guys.